Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be sharing with you my process for painting a goose with acrylic paints. These are my acrylic paints here that I used. I'm not sure how to pronounce its name. It's like I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not sure what these acrylics, if they're really any good. I don't know. I really only got them on a whim one time, like a few years ago. And I got this titanium white Liquid-X to help out my paintings because I'm almost out of the white in the other acrylics. Yeah, I want to apologize already for messing up the first part of the painting and missing recording it. I was recording on my phone and I accidentally recorded the painting of the under kind of painting on the portrait mode rather than the landscape mode, so I just cut it out because it wasn't really that important anyway. But I think for the underpainting I used, did I mix a color or did I think I just used this sort of, there was sort of a weird fleshy skin tone in the paint, and I didn't mix it, I don't believe. And I liked kind of it. I just thought, well, I'll have that sort of as a base. And I wasn't sure if I'd like it as a under painting, but I think it turned out pretty good. You'll see eventually. And here I'm just going in and painting the background. I picked out basically two colors for this, and those were a sort of a warm tone, or sorry, a pinky red and a dark blue. Let me get the names of them actually. So the red is magenta prime red, and the blue is ultramarine blue. And those were my main colors for this, besides white and a little bit of black I think I used at one point. So I think, like, this is probably my first time really trying to mix my acrylics to make my own colors. I've been kind of lazy about it in the past, where I've just didn't want to. I don't know, I guess I never really saw the purpose. I know that sounds wild, but I never really saw the purpose of mixing acrylics. But I really, really am glad I did here because it really taught me the joy of coming up with your own colors and, you know, deciding on something that's more in line with what you wanted for your artwork. And also, I really like the toned down colors. Like I knew that, like, I really like saturated colors, I do, but I also really like sort of the softer pastel-y kind of, it's nice to be able to tone them down anyway. And so I really learned a lot with this painting in those terms, and like how to tone down some colors. And I'm really, really glad I got the Liquid-X white, titanium white, because I wouldn't have been able to do that with the leftover white I had. Also, to kind of motivate myself to do more acrylic painting so that I can, like, learn how to, you know, try out the medium a bit more and see if I like it. I had this idea to try to use up my acrylic paint, just the ones you saw at the beginning of the video, to see if I like painting in acrylic and to learn to do it. And I'm really excited about it. I'm not sure how many paintings I'll get out of the set I have, but I'm hoping it goes well. I've already really enjoyed the painting I've done so far, and I'll try to keep you guys updated here. I'm not sure if I'll film every single painting, but I will try to. It's kind of hard right now because my phone, which is all I have really to film on, pretty much runs out of storage every time I film. So I can really only do one at a time. And yeah, anyway, so that's the plan. And I think if I do accomplish using up my acrylics, I'm going to possibly reward myself with like trying some gouache paints or some oil pastels, or maybe I might get some more acrylics too if I really enjoyed them. But yeah, I'm really excited to see if I like painting with acrylics, and I have been enjoying it so far. I've been really enjoying it. I had like this time where I was this one day where I was really busy and I couldn't paint, and just all day and all that night all I could think about was painting this white goose that I had sketched. And it actually took everything in me to not just use the white paint exactly how it was, like the titanium white. I decided to mix it with a little bit of blue. And I'm happy with that decision, even though I really, really wanted to paint it just completely, just all white. I don't know why, I was craving to like smear that white paint on my sketch, but I still was very satisfied by painting it with this. I was so happy when I finally did it. So here I tried, I thought it would be a good idea to use the end of my paintbrush to do a line, but as you can see, it did not really work, and it took me a while to decide that it wasn't gonna work. I was like, oh no, maybe if I keep doing it, it's gonna get better. And eventually I was like, no, okay, we're switching to a paintbrush, and I'm so glad I did. Thankfully, I've been trying to be a lot looser with my artwork and not mind mistakes as much. I think a lot of times, I know I fall into this sort of idea that like my artwork has to be perfect or it's not worth it or something, but Corbin's laughing in the background. But really, I don't know, I've been really loosening up more in my sketchbook and just being more okay with imperfections in my art that's more finished, I guess. Like you can see some, like as I was painting this, there's like some spots where you'll see it's pretty clear that I didn't mix my paint well enough. But I really didn't mind in the moment. I was just really enjoying the process, and I was like, I don't know. Most of the times I don't care if there's a slight discrepancy in the colors because I feel like it adds a little bit of extra something to it. But actually towards the end of this painting, because I liked what I had so far, I was starting to get a little more stressed about the imperfections, and I didn't really like them as much as I was okay with them at the beginning. But I still have made peace with them, and I'm fine with it. I have a fondness for a lot of the animals that I draw or paint, and even if they're not always friendly animals, not saying geese can't be friendly, but I just think some people probably have some maybe not so good memories of geese, or I don't know. For me, for instance, my grandma used to bring me and my sister to a park that had a lot of ducks and geese, and at that time I think you were allowed to feed the ducks and geese because we would always feed them, and I don't think it was taboo. We would feed them. I think it was even okay to feed them like bread and stuff. Of course now that's not something you're really supposed to do, but I think we ended up moving to bird seed, and they always liked it a lot. And there were geese that were, there were ducks and geese that would come back to that park every year because they had like this nice pond there for them. But as a kid, I remember there was like a couple really big white geese, and I think there was a male one, and I remember being so scared of them because they were like probably half my size or even 3/4 of my size, and they were just really scary. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, they're gonna like bite me when I try to feed them and stuff. And they were pretty like obviously they were very used to people, so that risk was definitely there. But I don't think I think I might have. I think my grandma might have got like bit by the goose on the leg or something. I don't know, but other than that, they were pretty good. Yeah, I've just been really enjoying drawing and sketching geese lately, and I'm excited to see what else I'm gonna be enjoying drawing. Like last night, I really wasn't feeling like drawing any animals, so I was kind of in a rut, and I was like, oh no, I hope this isn't another like mini art block. But then I remembered I wanted to try drawing some like furniture, which I never thought I'd be excited to draw furniture, but I got some references out and sketched some chairs, and I actually had a really fun time. And then I moved on to like potted plants, and that was so fun. I really enjoyed it. I've been watching this lady on YouTube. I'm trying to remember her name. I think it's like Mary Ellis or something. I'll try to put the name up on the screen later. But I've been watching this really cool YouTuber that does very loose paintings. They're so cool, and I've been learning a lot from her. And one of the things she does is like hold the pencil at like the very back of it to draw some of the loose sketches. And I was doing that with the potted plants, and I really love how they turned out. I'm really excited to draw other stuff like that now and then. Is really fun. That's something I've been learning too a lot in my sketchbook lately, is that I really like looser artwork, and just like I enjoy it more when I'm doing it, and I enjoy the finished result more. So that's probably stuff I'm gonna be trying to do a bit in the future. Like obviously, like even this is to me not like, I'm not, it's I'm not sure how to describe it, but definitely I've just like stuff that's a little less perfect. um, and not saying that it's not like good or nice or like meant to be that way, but I don't know. I guess art that maybe doesn't take itself so seriously in a way. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but that's where my mind has been at with what kind of art I want to be making anyway. So at this point, I switched to my colored pencils, which are Statler brand. I don't know how to pronounce it. Statler, I guess. Which I really like. I use these to sketch too, these colored pencils, and they've worked really good for me so far. And I actually, it kind of was a struggle to decide how to finish this painting. Like I said, I'm very new to acrylic paint. I've only done a few things in acrylic, and they certainly haven't been necessarily great things in acrylic. So I'm not necessarily the best at knowing how to finish an acrylic painting, and I kind of had I'd kind of gotten attached to this goose and this painting, and I didn't want to mess it up, and I kind of ended up falling back on an old, reliable medium, which was the colored pencil. And hopefully this wasn't cheating, but I mean, I do like doing mixed media myself, which usually involves colored pencils at some point in the journey. So I also thought it needed a bit more texture anyway. Oh yeah, this is me showing how sharp I got this pencil because it was just way too sharp, but anyway. So once I'd done all the colored pencil, I decided to add some white dots, which originally I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll add some stars, something, I don't know, something to kind of give this a bit more something. But as I go on, you'll see I decided to turn it into snow, which I love. Here I am using the dotting method, which I was just kind of playing around with this piece by using the back of the paintbrush, because, I don't know, I'm trying to branch out and use different things for my artwork, not just the normal stuff, but, and it was working pretty good for dotting stuff on, like, this snow. I am happy with how this painting turned out, and you'll see how it turns out in a minute, even though my camera does cut off in a couple minutes. You don't get to see the final process of the dotting, but I am happy with how it turned out. I'm a little bit not sad, but eager to try to do better, I guess is the term. Like, I like how it turned out, but I am excited to learn more and continue to get better at painting with acrylics, and hopefully this challenge of using up my acrylic paint will help me with that. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and here's the final result. And yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you liked this video, maybe subscribed if you found it interesting, and I'll hopefully stay in touch. Let me know what you thought. Alright, bye!